Sagittarius, hello. Ashley here. We're going to do your reading for the end of April. So we're wrapping up the month. We're specifically going to look at the Taurus new moon eclipse, which is happening on the 30th. We're going to look into what you're releasing and what you're making room to, for something to come in. It looks like your overall theme for this eclipse is growth. So there could be some change that you're experiencing, something you may have even been waiting for this to show up, right? So we're going to take a look and see what this is about. I feel like this is something you've probably been putting a lot of effort towards already, for some of you, and it's been maybe taking a while for it to get off the ground and running. But we're going to take a peek and see what this eclipse is bringing in for you in particular, Sagittarius. Now, keep in mind, this is just a quick snapshot, maybe a little bit of a preview of what's going to show up for you, because eclipse energy goes on for months, right? We are looking at the Taurus areas of your chart, and we're releasing what's in Scorpio in your chart. So, let's see what we get. Now, you might check your other placements. That could be helpful, because I feel like what's showed up so far is just some themes, right? So you might apply this to career, to love. I'll certainly speak to both if they show up, but it feels like kind of just an overview. Obviously, it's going to be different for everyone, what exactly happens, right? And just heads up that there is a ton of construction work going on outside on my street. And so if it gets noisy, I do apologize, but I wanted to get these uploaded, and it's been going on a lot. So there's no avoiding it at this time, unfortunately. All right, we have the Nine of Swords, the Two of Swords, and the Six of Cups, the Four of Wands, the King of Wands. So there you are, right at the center of your own reading. I really like that. That's you in a position of power. We have the High Priestess, the Two of Cups. So it does look to me like this could be very focused on partnership. We have the Emperor and the Knight of Wands. I feel like there's a connection that you've been dealing with, something you've been wanting to manifest, create, something you've been trying to put your energy into. I mean, we have the Giver, right, as the theme for what we're releasing. So you've been putting a ton of energy and effort into something. You've been giving it your attention and focus. You might have been quite generous, actually, in this area of life, but it's actually been causing some stress. Like perhaps some fears started to show up that it would never actually manifest. So even if you're not directly in a partnership right now, or this isn't about relationships for you, this could simply be you really trying to line up with what your soul is calling you to do and putting effort towards that manifestation, right? But there's fear here, like it's never going to happen because it's taken so long to show up, I do feel. And if you are dealing with a partnership here, it could very well be that you're trying to manifest a new sacred connection, something with equal give and take. But you've been maybe unsure that that was even possible, or the relationships you've been in the past have caused you some reason to doubt that it's going to happen or that it's going to get better, right? Now, you're definitely, overall theme is growth. It's like this stepping into intuitive authority is what I want to say. There's growth. There's definitely a bossing up kind of energy here. Maybe you've been, really whether you're the masculine or you've been dealing with a masculine, there's growth in that masculine showing up here as part of this eclipse theme. Perhaps you've been dealing with someone in the past that has been indecisive. Maybe that's been you. Again, take it or leave it, however it fits your situation. But there's intention here. They're stepping into a leadership kind of position here. The masculine energy is getting more confident, more driven, taking control. And it feels good. Like it's directly contributing to whatever this manifestation is or this relationship that you've been desiring. It's making that a possibility. And it could be something that you've been waiting to see happen. Now, interestingly enough, what's coming in is this moving beyond card. So it's kind of like we're letting go of things in the past, right? In order to even make room for this unknown, this new inspired beginning here. We have the High Priestess, the Knight of Wands, and the Six of Cups. So it does feel like there's some sort of karma that you've probably played out in the past. We're letting that go. We're getting through that in order to create from a more passionate place, to follow that intuition. There may have been some things where you've actually had to address, patterns within yourself in order to kind of free up anything that was kind of in your way, is what I want to say. So now you could be dealing with an Aries or a Pisces here. We've got some water fire showing up for sure. Bottom of the deck, we have the Moon. A lot of intuition showing up for you here. Moving into that intuition and maybe even facing some fears. We have the Seven of Cups. Yeah, I do feel like it's potentially been uncertain or cloudy as to what was going to happen. Like maybe your intuition kept telling you, oh, it's going to be fine. Just keep going. But everything in your physical reality was either showing the opposite, or it was really crazy, or there was just a lot of confusion about which way to go here. Maybe you even felt like you were just, throwing a coin into a wishing well, and even feeling like you were fantasizing. Maybe it wasn't possible for this to be a reality. But we do have Justice here, so there's good karma for all this perseverance, and I want to say the deeper dives you've done on yourself, it's going to pay off. It could feel like that hasn't happened yet. I feel like that's coming in. So if you've been doing a lot of work on yourself, like really looking at yourself, looking at your habits, anything in your shadow that needed addressed, old karma that needed cut out, maybe you've had to release several things and relationships from your life already. So it could feel like you've been doing all this stuff and it just hasn't really shown up to pay you back, right? I feel like that payback's coming in. So I like that. We're going to clarify each of these and try and get a better idea of what's really going on here. The first thing we're going to look at is what we're releasing. And again, I feel like you've really given something a lot of your energy and time and hope, right? But it could feel like it's been hopeless because it's been so slow to arrive. What's this thing? Nine of Swords. We have the Knight of Wands. Again, could be dealing with another fire sign. Like you had a lot of passion about this, but maybe it just felt like this wasn't going to go anywhere. And the King of Pentacles. Could be dealing with a Taurus. Maybe you've been wanting a connection here, a commitment, a proposal. I want to get married. I want to have kids. All these things, right? Really been looking for that partnership, but what you've been dealing with is maybe some inconsistent people or some lovers that have been really hot, cold, flaky. Maybe they've even been commitment phobic. And you're like, this is never going to work. I had so much hope in this, but, it's not showing up, right? Four of Wands. We have the Moon. But your intuition was telling you this is happening. We have the Six of Swords. There may have been some fears of walking away from partnerships in the past in which we're not coming together, right? So if you're currently watching this and you're in a situation where you're like, I want commitment, I want to get married, I want to take this connection to the next level. This person's been so commitment phobic. There could be fears about having to walk away from this in order to achieve that scenario with someone else, right? With the Two of Cups, we have the Three of Cups and the Ace of Cups. So there could have been this question, do I reconnect here, or do I have something new? I do feel like for some of you, there's already been a new connection show up. And by new connection, I mean new to your energy, right? So like if you've been single, this could still be someone from the deep past coming back in a new energy signature, or it's a new person, right? So it could be either. But ultimately, it looks like the desire here is like, I want to love. I want to give love. I want to receive love. I want it to be committed and connected, like deeply connected. I want something solid at the end of the day. So I do feel like you're kind of having to release. For one, I do feel like you're going to have to release some fears and some hopelessness. Like if you've been feeling like, oh, this is never going to happen, you could be kind of pushed into a position where you're having to get out of your head and focus more on that intuition rather than what's showing up physically in your reality. This feels like kind of that manifestation energy. Like you can't manifest something from a place of fear, right? Let's look at this, what's coming in. What are we moving beyond here? Let's look at this Six of Cups. We have the Ace of Swords. So again, some of you might be cutting out old relationships and stepping into independence here. Yep, with the High Priestess, we have the Ace of Wands, because you know something else is already on the horizon here. Ooh, and the Sun. I like that. And it, again, this feels like I feel like what I'm doing here is I'm reading for a feminine that may or may not need to get out of a past situationship, right? So that she can even welcome the masculine that is trying to come in, that can be part of the manifestation she's already been creating, right? Like if you're dealing with flaky individuals that are commitment phobic or just players, right? Let's look at the Nine of Wands again. Yeah, drama. Knight of Wands. They're conflicted. They don't know what they want. There's drama with this person. So you're having to move away from that, having to move out of that scenario. Get yourself into an independent state so that this masculine can come in, and if it's not your masculine, maybe you are the masculine. It's allowing this new inspired beginning to come in. There could even be a Leo or a Pisces coming in, perhaps in Aries. Doesn't have to be, but it's this brighter future. But we have to cut out the stuff that's weighing us down. We can't keep giving to the thing that's not producing the outcome that we desire. But there's some fear. There's some fear about walking away from it because perhaps you've given it so much time already, right? And we've kind of talked about that. Let's look at this overall theme here. It's growth. It is a number 5, so it's requiring change, which is uncomfortable, right? But I do feel like there's a masculine energy getting stronger here. What's this Two of Swords? Eight of Swords. We're stuck in our head about it for sure. Indecision, fear of making a certain decision. What if we make the wrong choice? Right? Fear of loss. Of course we all have that when we have change coming in. There can be a fear of loss. This could even be fear of financial instability because of having to make this change. But again, it's a number 5. We're talking about a little bit of discomfort to get to the next level, right? With the King of Wands, so this is you, Sagittarius. We have the 3 of Swords and the 4 of Cups. Yeah, you don't want to have to go through the pain of this. But I also feel like what this is saying is like you're kind of also tired of the pain you've already been going through with certain individuals, right? That haven't been solid for you. With the Emperor, we have the 9 of Swords and the 2 of Wands. I want more. And the Queen of Pentacles. Okay. So we have a King and Queen of Pentacles. Like I was saying, there's a long-term solid partnership here that's being manifested. I feel like the feminine is trying to manifest this solid masculine energy. But what is showing up here for me quite clearly, this feminine has to decide to let go of the drama players from the past. You have to release that. You have to step into independent energy, cutting out old karmic connections that aren't, they're not even capable of creating the thing that you want. And I really do feel like as soon as this choice is made, the thing you want shows up, right? It's just like you have to make space for it. But there's definitely fears here about this change, right? That's what I'm saying. Like clear as day, really. I don't know that there's much else to say about that. Yeah, I don't think, I just feel like there's just a little bit of fear here, a little too much going on in the head. I actually feel like it's probably going to be less painful than you even are imagining. If that's helpful. But definitely change in the wings here. Growth potential for sure, especially with King and Queen of Pentacles showing up here together. There's prosperity tied to that as well. And I actually, you know what's one thing else I want to mention here? I actually feel like as soon as you step into your independence and you cut out these old partnerships that are just kind of like, there's arguments, there's drama, there's player tendencies, you know, all these things, you're actually already in a more prosperous growth potential position just by becoming single. I feel like whoever you've been dealing with is just like a huge weight holding you down. They're keeping you back from growth. And for some of you, this is a situation you've kept yourself in long past due. I feel like you've had so much growth that it's just getting more and more uncomfortable with this person. And I feel like that's why it's like as soon as you cut it out, you step into this awesome spot because you've already done so much growing while holding on to this connection. And then you're like super primed and ready for what's coming in next. And your intuition is already telling you this. Like this is just confirming what you've already been feeling in your bones, right? I hope that was helpful, Sagittarius. I will see you next time. We'll be looking at May overall and what to expect. So good luck with the eclipse. And again, check out your other placements for some additional themes that might come up for you. Bye.